appears to be on course to secure enough support to win a fifth term in office. With 95% of the votes counted, official results show that Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party has won 35 seats in parliament. That's equal to those won by Blue and White, an alliance led by Benny Gantz, a former army chief who was the Prime Minister's main challenger. Mr. Netanyahu told supporters he'd won a colossal victory. Yolande Nell reports from Tel Aviv.
At the end of voting came the first predictions. This poll giving political newcomer Benny Gantz a narrow lead over the Prime Minister. But both men have now claimed victory.
The largest party is the one that needs to be mandated by the President and form the government.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You brought an amazing, almost inconceivable achievement. It is an almost unimaginable achievement in the face of hostile media, and the Likud has actually grown dramatically.
Benjamin Netanyahu, who has corruption charges looming, has been fighting a tough campaign to win a fifth term in office. His rival has gained popular support with his strong military record and promise of change. Some in Israel vote along religious lines, others on key issues like security. In this poll, there were more than 40 parties to choose from. The next Prime Minister will have to build and lead a coalition government.
What happens now when two leaders who said they won before the clock struck the midnight hour wake up this morning to see, in fact, they did both win? It's still a dead heat that Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party has 35 seats, and Benny Gantz, the former army chief's Blue and White alliance, also has 35 seats. But in Israel, there are actually two election days. One is the day when the people of Israel vote, 6.3 million registered voters, and the day next is the weeks of what will be horse trading, and Israel has brings that to a whole different level of promises that can't be kept but will be made, as it looks like Benjamin Netanyahu, with his support among the right wing and the religious parties, stands the best chance of forming a coalition government. Never in Israeli history has one party governed on its own, and it's the same way in this Israeli election. They both leapt to their triumphant declarations as not long after the exit polls were announced, which put Benny Gantz with a very slight margin over Benjamin Netanyahu. But even if he loses the election and the right to form the government, Benny Gantz has won. His party didn't exist weeks ago. He's a man with no political experience. He's been fighting wars, not fighting political battles. He has shown Israel there is another alternative to Benjamin Netanyahu. But if Benjamin Netanyahu does form the next government, he stands the chance of becoming Israel's longest-serving prime minister. But there's a big but. He's facing possible indictments on corruption charges, and he could well be gone by the summer.